So in a few videos back, I said I cannot adjust a brick wall, and I don't really try to do that. I adjust human spines, and human beings should not feel like they are brick walls, meaning so immovable, so inflexible. So let me dive into that a little bit more. So I made that video earlier that saying that we're not stubborn people, but we have stubborn patterns. Yes, we are stubborn people. We have our hang-ups that hold us hostage, and that's how I describe the fight or flight patterns that get in the way of your energy level and happiness and health. I don't want to say disease. I don't want to say tight muscles. I don't want to say sciatica. I don't want to say arthritis. That's what everybody thinks chiropractic is about. But it is about freeing you from that fight or flight response that has you locked into a stubborn pattern of pain, of anxiety, of poor digestion. And I don't want to get bogged down in disease names. So think about it. I can't adjust a brick wall. And what is that brick wall made up of? Just ideas that you convinced yourself that you can't improve, you can't feel better. And I see that every day. I have people who are stuck in this anxious mindset where I'm never going to get any better. It's never going to change. I've been dealing with this time and again. I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried everything. I hear that every day. And I feel like I'm stuck in my own stubborn pattern of trying to give everybody that fast, instant answer. In fact, I hung up another sign in my office that said, we don't practice plug-in medicine here, that we can't plug in an answer. It's not like turning on a microwave and your meal is thawed out in 2 minutes. Plug-in medicine does not even exist, even in the medicine world, even in hospitals and whatever, pharmaceutical. It doesn't exist. There's always a process of the brain reorganizing itself, reorganizing the body. There's a process. We can't just change it, boop, like that. There has to be an energy change. There has to be a nutrient change. There has to be a change in how the brain shifts from fight or flight to the vagus nerve. When I say I can't adjust a brick wall, I am saying that there is just that rigid, stuck fight or flight that turns into freeze or faint. It's just a rigid fight or flight pattern that's just very, very, very difficult to change. And all learning takes time. And we're just reversing a brain pattern and introducing a new brain pattern. So let's talk about a baby. We can adjust a baby, and babies respond very quickly. One, they haven't lived a long life where they've done a lot of damage to themselves. But number two, this is more important. They don't have decades and decades of education bogging down their minds. Does the little baby say, oh, I think I have colic. Oh, I think I have this serious problem that's keeping me from my milestones. Babies don't think like that. They're just breathing, eating, and pooping. And when you adjust a baby, that's why they change so quickly. That's why they respond to that brain stimulation of the chiropractic adjustment. They don't have decades and decades of opinion bogging down their brain patterns, bogging down their nervous system. The same thing with an animal. Animals get adjusted. I don't personally adjust animals, but when you can't hear a dog talk to you and say, well, I fell on my tailbone the other day and now my leg is twisted. Dogs don't say that. They just run up to you and want to get attention from you, and you adjust an animal and it responds very nicely because it's not bogged down with these ideas that really get in the way of our ability to reorganize the brain. So what am I saying? Are we doomed? No, we're not doomed. Chiropractic as a wellness protocol, as a maintenance protocol, is very important because it helps the brain get reactivated when it's bogged down, when it's energy depleted. Chiropractic adjustments re-engage the prefrontal cortex so it can get back to the usual functioning that it needs to be in for metabolism, for healing, what you call healing. I call it rebuilding and reorganizing, and for just monitoring day in and day out the environment. And sometimes it does get overwhelmed and it thinks everything is an overwhelming survival situation. So I call these the stubborn patterns. The fight or flight response is just so overwhelmed. And sometimes our hang-ups, I call it any kind of obsession, your personal opinions, sometimes they ignite that fight or flight response. So if you want to understand your own unique stubborn patterns, your own unique hang-ups, your own unique obsessions, let's talk about it. Because when it happens at the time you're getting adjusted, it shifts the brain, and the brain has a better opportunity of reorganizing that information. This may sound like a whole lot of just pie in the sky crazy ideas, but we've known this for a long time as chiropractors, and until we've understood the brain in recent decades, it kind of sounded like we were just magicians or something just not ordinary, because we got to have evidence-based, data-driven. Your brain is not data-driven. Your brain is driven by experience and emotion and memory. You don't have a data-driven brain. Your brain is a very excellent learning receptacle. It can learn and memorize. It can repeat. That's how you do everything. How you get up in the morning and start your day, how you play a musical instrument, how you do your job so precisely, how you learn a craft, how you do your hobbies, how a surgeon handles surgery. That is a craft. How every profession out there has their precise craft. Even how you file papers and answer the phone and handle all these apps. This is all learned by your amazing brain. We're not data-driven. We are experience-driven. And so chiropractic is about reorganizing your experiences so you can experience the health you desire. That's enough for today. If you want to discuss this more deeply, absolutely get in my office, or maybe you don't live nearby, maybe a little online coaching. Let's talk about it, because the brain is so amazing. Let's use it. Use it to its fullest. We've got to reach our potential. We can always do more. You've got to expand yourself out of your comfort zone. Grow those talents every day. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you lasted this long through the video. And remember, brain first is a body freedom. Brain first, body follows. Thank you for watching.